What's up, YTPC? Uncle Willie coming to you from the coop. Today I'm going to be doing part 2 of recommendations for new pipe smokers. If you found any use in part 1, I'm glad to be of assistance. If you haven't watched part 1, go back and watch it when you want to. I'm not telling you to. If you don't want to watch it, that's fine too. But since we got through the part 1 of what I recommend you to get, smoke, whatever, now breaking in your new pipe. If your new pipe has an unfinished bowl, which is natural, you can see wood, no black or anything inside, being an unfinished bowl, do not put honey in your bowl to coat it. You can read that on the internet why you shouldn't do that. I'm not going to get into it. I know some people that do it, but it has a long-term bad effect on your pipe. So just don't get in the habit of doing it. Read that on the website, tobacco reviews or whatever, and find out for yourself. Don't use honey to break in a new pipe. You can do it a couple different ways. You can take a pipe and pack it like 1/3 of the bowl and smoke that. Then later, next day, whatever, put twice as much as you did the first time until you build up to the top of it. I don't do that. When I get a new pipe and it's an unfinished bowl, I just load it up and smoke it. It works for me. So, I mean, that's what they were doing years ago before everybody came up with all these new technical ways of smoking and loading pipes and whatever. That's my dog barking upstairs. We got the windows open because the AC isn't working. So we don't have to worry about that coming on today. So, there you go with breaking in a new pipe. If your new pipe has a filter, use it. I have 6mm and 9mm filters, and then a multiple of pipes with no filters. They come in different varieties. I have a little container here that a little thing on top to hold it. It's a little humidor thing, but it doesn't work very well for tobacco, so I use it for my filters and adapters. So I'm going to show you a couple different filters and a couple adapters, and I'm going to show you how to put them in. So this is a 9mm filtered pipe. It already has an adapter in it. It came with an adapter that pulls out, and what the adapter does is kind of like a inner tube or a I'll think of it. But it takes the big hole down to a smaller hole, which you can see inside there. It gets very small. It condenses the smoke and it cools it down considerably. If you were to smoke it without the filter or the adapter, it would get hot quick, the smoke would. This does cool it down. But however, if you choose to use a filter, this is a charcoal filter, and Savinelli has these balsa wood filters. And the reason it's dirty is because I've already put it in there one time. I prefer the balsa wood filters personally. Some people say they can't use them, they don't like them. I prefer the wood ones more. Here is the same example of a 6mm. It has the adapter, and you'll see the difference in the hole size where it converts it down to a smaller hole to condense the smoke, to cool it off as it's going through the end. This is the little charcoal type filter. Same way. And again, these, the 6mm, they seem to be restricted on the draw to me. So I like using the Savinelli balsa filters. But some of these stems, when you put them in, the draw will be restricted with the Savinelli filters. So what I usually do is I take it from a triangle down to a little, it'll fit in there easier, and it opens the draw up a lot more, and it still does its job by being a filter. So if your pipe has a filter, use a filter. If it comes with the adapter, you can try it like that and see what you like better. But if you don't have an adapter for your filtered pipe, use a filter. If not, you're just going to get a lot of smoke that is going to be, most of the time it's going to be like smoking hot air, and you're not going to get a pleasant smoke. You're not going to be happy with it. I have one friend that recommends with English blends, use nothing, don't smoke it unless you have a filter. I don't smoke English blends, so I can't concur yes or no in that. Now, there's also known as a calabash or a reverse calabash, which has a big open chamber that's deep, and it's considered a cooling chamber because as big as it is, the air, the smoke, when it comes through, it can circulate through like a whirlwind as you're drawing. I'm exaggerating the whirlwind, but just to give you the idea, as it cools it into much larger space and brings it into the smaller diameter of the draft hole through the end of your pipe. And if you're wondering, this is a Chacombe, and it just says Chacombe RC reverse calabash, made in France. Chacombe is a very well-known pipe maker. So now that you've gone through that, let's get into pipe cleaners. As you're smoking your pipe can develop a gurgle, which if you're familiar with smoking a bong, it sounds like that. If you're not familiar with that, it's almost like your pipe is using mouthwash, it's gargling, but we call it a gurgle. If your pipe starts with a gurgle, there's two things you can do. As my buddy, the Beast from the East, recommends, hold your hand over the bowl and give it one swift movement, and it flings the moisture out of the bowl. That's fine unless your wife sees you doing it in the house, and then you're going to get your ass kicked. So run a pipe cleaner in. This does not, the pipe cleaner sometimes will go all the way in, and sometimes it won't, because of the hole at the end of the, but I don't usually have to do it with this pipe, but I'll show you with the others. When you start getting a gurgle, just run a pipe cleaner, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's all the way in the bowl. And then as you take it in and out to absorb the moisture, just give it a little twist and pull it out. And at that point, you're gonna have this much of your cleaner wet from the moisture. Just save it, sit it down the ashtray. You might need it again. At that time, use the other end the same way. If you don't need it again after you're done, dump your bowl. What I like to do is take the cleaner, fold it in half, and then go the inside of my bowl to clean out all the ash around it. And it does not prevent it from building a carbon cake. We'll get into carbon cake at another point, but not in this video. Selecting a cleaner that's right for you Personally, I use Vaughn, ever how you want to pronounce it. The German calls it Vaughn. I like the Vaughn cleaners. They're tapered, smaller at one end. They're nice, stiff. The bristles are a lot stiffer than the typical. The most common used cleaner is called BJ Longs, and BJ Longs is this one, and it, see how easy that did it? This one doesn't bend as much. This gives off a lot more white fuzz in your pipes, and I find that both ends of the BJ Longs has got a little burr on it, and it's hard to get it to go in your pipe sometimes. It gets stuck on the acrylic inside from that little burr. So I spend the 50 cents more and get the Vaughn. They're much sturdier. The ends are nice and rounded, so they don't get stuck going in your pipe. And even being a thicker wire and thicker material, they still go in your pipes just as easy either way. This is the thick end. They go in and out, cleaning it. Same thing. Use it twice, then turn it. A lot of times when you do the fling to get the moisture out, you can take a pipe cleaner because it might have some at the juice still at the end. It's going to get on your tongue and it'll be bitter. So if you fling it, take a pipe cleaner and then smoke it, so that way you're not getting it into your mouth. There are a multitude of cleaners. These are what's called Blitz. You'll see that they're red. That red is a bristle, and it's a hard bristle, so it will scrub the inside of your stems. I use those with alcohol when I need to do a deeper cleaning in my pipes. You also have the White Elephant, which are similar to the BJ Longs, but I don't know if you can notice that this one is tapered. It still gives off lint, but not as much. And this one is a good filter or a good cleaner if you have a Falcon pipe. With it being so small at the end, it goes in a tighter mouthpiece, and it just goes in easier because of it being smaller on the end. These are the White Elephant, the BJ Longs. Then you got the ones that are twice as thick, the jumbo ones. Those are good for when you're cleaning your pipes once a month. When you sit down and do your deep cleaning, that's when you would use the hard bristle ones, and then the soft bristle ones with the bigger diameter of the fluff, which again, that will leave a lot of fluff in your pipes also. I'm trying not to get anything mixed up and overlook anything, because I'm trying to cover a lot of stuff in one video. So next, I think tomorrow we'll finish up with part 3, and it will be dealing with tongue bite, and when you get a strong nicotine, which is considered nicotine poisoning. Even though it's just a slight amount of nicotine, it's still poisonous. So don't let that disturb you or make you be not wanting to smoke a pipe. But I'm going into almost 15 minutes, and it's going to be a while to go over the tongue bite and the nick hit. So we'll save that for tomorrow for part 3. So I hope that you're enjoying your pipe journey. I hope that what I'm telling you is helpful. There are a lot of videos out there telling you the same thing, just that some of them are older videos, and people sometimes don't go back and watch older videos. So it's good to inform new new pipe enthusiasts periodically, so we keep them up to date and keep them interested in smoking and enjoying their smoke. Pipe smoking should be a pleasurable experience, not something that you don't like, and there shouldn't be a lot of work involved in it, or it wouldn't be fun. It should be enjoyable. You should be able to light your pipe, relax, and just ponder thoughts of whatever you want to do. So with that being said, hopefully some of this will help you out. Like I say, I want to thank all my new and old subscribers. I'm at like 212 or something now. It's phenomenal. I appreciate each and every one of you. And until next time, you know what to do. Stuff them and puff them.